Okay, how do we delete bars in Dorico? It's pretty simple. So this thing up here, I didn't used to use this. This is called the system track. I have it hidden almost always because I don't like the visual clutter, but you can turn that on and off here. Alt-T. Let's see. There we are. Let's say I want to delete these trailing bars here at the end. Look at this. I could click and maybe shift click. Yeah, that works. Or I could click and drag. That's how you make a selection on this. So I'm going to click and look at this. There you go. Easy. Nothing to it. Now so let's say I want to delete the first two bars. So this is a little A minor scale and we want to start on C here. I go like this. Delete. Right? And now bar 1 is here. Right? Easy peasy. That is the easiest way to do it. I wasn't familiar with this because I don't show the system track. So there's another way using the bars and bar lines popover, and that is like this. It's slightly more, it's not as easy. So let's say I want to delete these two bars. I'm going to click here, Shift B for bars, and then go -2 because there are two bars that I want to remove, and that did it. Okay. I would suggest, instead of clicking in the bar, I think it's easier to click on the bar line and do the same thing because of how the popover behaves when you're like, okay, well, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so the reason that I'm a little confused by the select the bar versus select the bar line is because if I select this bar line and I go Shift B -1, it's gonna delete everything, well, the number of bars to the right of the bar line. I think, I hope, yeah. So that got rid of the E. And I guess the same thing goes if I select the entire bar, -1, that deletes the bar. So I have this idea in my head that this popover affects things to the right of it. If I select this bar and I want to enter a double bar line or a repeat, it acts on the thing to the left of it, not to the right of it. So I find that confusing. Whereas, of course, if I select the bar, the bar line, obviously it's going to affect the bar line that I selected. So that makes sense to me. It's kind of like one less thing to memorize. So for me, if I wanted to delete these two bars and I didn't have this system track, I would select the bar line and I would go like that. That makes sense to me. I wonder, what if I select both and select -1? Like, what bar would disappear? This one? E or F? E. So the first of the selection. You can see why that gets a little confusing. It's always confusing when there are multiple ways of doing the same thing. So in short, if you want to delete some bars, I would just go with the system track. That's dead easy. If you want to delete one bar and you don't like the system track, just use the popover. Easy. I wonder if you can actually do it over here. Insert bars. I can insert bars. What, can we go negative? Insert -1 bars? No. No. Okay, so that, yeah, I don't think you can click it in. No biggie. I'm a big keyboard fan. Okay, bonus bar deletion content here. If you're anything like me, when you're writing stuff, I don't like to be writing my beautiful tune and not, like, I like to be able to see empty bars that I'm going to write into. I don't like this, like, adding bars as I go thing. It weirds me out. So if you're like me, at the start of every project, you click on the last bar line, you go +1,000,000. Oh, that, huh. Okay, well, okay, that didn't work. Hang on. Let's try that again. Hope nothing over here is incriminating. Let's recover that project. Okay, as I was saying, if you're like me, we'll go with the more conservative 100. Okay, good. Ooh. and then you carry on with your writing. But then by the time you're at the end, you've written up to bar 66 and you have a bunch of empty bars. Let's do that. What if I'll just copy this? Okay, so now my song's over. I could even add a, let's see, final. But now I have all these bars. And I certainly, again, you could just use the system track like that. But there's an even quicker way. And the dumb way that I used to do it was I would select this and then I would do the math and I go like minus like 30 minus 35. Oh no, there's still another bunch. Okay, so we don't do that. This is great. We actually go. Let me just get those bars in here. In write mode, write. This is amazing. Trim flow. Oh, incredible. Very useful. It deletes all of the empty bars at the end of the flow. It doesn't work if you have empty bars at the start of your flow, but that would be weird. Let's try this again. So I did notice one issue with the trim flow thing is let's say the entire song went like 4-4-3-4. I wonder if I can do this really quickly. I doubt it. 3-3. Sure. So let's say you have an entire song where you've just spammed this alternating time signature thing. Once you're done the tune and you want to do trim flow, time signatures count as like an object that will interrupt the trim flow thing. It's not like these are empty measures. Anyway, so that won't work. But otherwise, the trim flow thing is like a really handy feature.